Good evening, everybody. I do this every week. I always go, I hope we're on.
Are we on? Thanks for the tea.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was lovely.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight, this evening, we have our friend Bob, who is a very good friend of Cariad, in fairness. Bob, as Roland Atkinson would say. So we have Bob here, Bob Richards. So Bob, let's. A lot of people actually locally know you anyway, don't they?
My wife knows me.
Yeah, that's very true.
And
I know you.
Kids know me, and you know me.
I know you, and my wife met you once, so she knows who you are. So she said the other day, who? And I said, Bob, you met. Oh, yeah.
Oh, him.
There you go. So how else do they know you then? Who have you
to do with these, isn't it?
Yeah, and who have you played with? We'll go that way round. Not the way we put it as a little order. We'll go
most of them know who I played with, so do I need to...
Come on, let us know. Son of Man?
Currently Son of Man and Buck and Evans.
Lovely.
And we just done a nice gig in the Patty last Saturday with Son of Man. Yes, it was the Mickey Jones 10th anniversary jam. So yeah, Son of Man, Buck and Evans, currently. In the past, I've been very, very lucky to have worked with a lot of great bands and some well-known people. So. Like
Man,
yeah.
Dave
Edmonds and Graham Bonnet, one of my favourite singers of all time.
So we have a problem, do we? Because I said to Bob, everyone that comes here, all the customers as well, even if they play in like with a local band or an original band, they try and write their own music. I always say to them, give a little bit of, say who, where and what you're doing. But Bob was quite a little bit like, oh no, I don't want to be doing that, wouldn't you? So in fairness. But you've got to say, you've done these things and you will continue to do them.
If I get a phone call. Yes. I mean, they've all been from phone calls anyway, so luckily.
And you did some work in the Welsh Drum Fair clinics for us,
didn't you? With the big Yamaha.
Yeah, really good.
Cozy.
Now then,
we
will talk about these in just a minute, because look at that for a setup. There it is. Now, he brought them along to sell these, and being such a big kit, a lot of people love the look of him. We haven't had that bite, but he's come along this evening now, haven't you? And you said, I'm not selling them anymore. So we're just going to store them up.
I can't do it. And if Adam Parsons is watching, I wish I'd never sold you that snare drum as well now.
There you go.
And so he's probably laughing at me now.
These will likely stay with us for a little while up on the top there.
Until I find some room.
I've got to say, they are a massive sound.
Yeah, they sound awesome.
Really big. So, before we talk about Premier in itself and why Premiers you like them, and of course, Paiste.
You just touched my
cymbals. Only right in the very,
that's the correct way to do it, like holding a record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, before that, when did you start playing the old cans?
Right. My grandfather gave me a toy kit when I was like 3, and I destroyed it. And then he gave me his kit in late '69. And it was a Premier Ajax hybrid. And he went and bought a brand new Premier 303 Grey Shimmer in late '69, which I've still got. Lovely. And I've still got the original kit that he gave me as well. Excellent. So, so I was playing those for years and ended up in the clubs, playing in the clubs, and then joined bands and,
Excellent. Now then, before we go over to the dark side, because that hurt me earlier on when you said that, a couple of people. Jason Piper.
Oh, Jason.
Bob, yes.
All right, Jason.
Steve in Swansea. Steve is a fireman, a very top official fireman. He's lovely, Steve.
Fireman.
Yes, there we are. Hi Lee, great channel, loving it, mate. There we are. Jan, who was the doctor who talked about the carpal tunnel.
Thank you, Doc. I watched that. It was very interesting.
There you go. So he says a lot. Now, I'm actually getting the comments as they come through. For the last, I don't know, I've done 5 of these, and every single one I cannot get the comments up. So I have. Kevin Pike and Robert, evening. Now, I got to tell you quickly about Robert. He came here, I mentioned him earlier. He drives for A-Plant, big old truck. And he came here and he started to have lessons and so on. And he's, again, so many adults that have always wanted to play, would love to play, and they're really nervous. And he went in for his grade 1, and it's like another massive one, awesome. Like the story of Roy that I've got on here as well. And he had 83 out of 100, and he was chuffed a bit. So well done, Rob.
Awesome,
Great.
well done.
And that's exactly what we want.
It's never too late, is it?
But it's about this, isn't it?
Yeah, look at it. I mean,
It's not about anything.
I can't sell that now.
Oof, isn't it? Yeah. So tell them about the dark side then, because this is your first love, but you have other loves, instrument-wise.
Oh, guitars, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was drums first, but I had my first guitar when I was 8. And I fell in love with guitars as well. I now have about 14 guitars.
Oh.
Loads of acoustics, a bass, and a piano.
Is that just in case you need firewood then?
No.
Okay.
Guitars are works of art.
Yeah,
Now you must admit that.
Yeah,
it's stunning. Yeah, but they go hand in hand. You know, with a good rock guitar, there's a good.
I tease all the guitarists. I tease them all.
It's what I use to write my songs. I don't write very often, but you know that's how I just come up with my tunes and stuff. So I love guitars. They're all hanging up in the house.
I do like the sound, the feel. I do actually when the guitarist is right and he's doing the right thing, whether it's acoustic, whatever, to play along with that is a lovely thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And piano. I just love playing along with
it. I just love instruments, I love music.
But
all types of music, not just rock. I love jazz and pop and whatever.
This is your first and most
This
love.
is the
This is the big love, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I mean they just look stunning. There's only one drum kit on stage.
Yeah.
Generally. It's usually smack in the middle, and you walk into a venue and the first thing you see is that.
Do you know every week we say it.
You look at that, and it was like when I was a kid, went to Sophia Gardens to see Rainbow, and there was Cozy's big chrome Yamaha, and I was like, boom, what? I mean, the band wasn't even on stage, and there was this thing that just blew my mind.
Yeah, and they are, aren't they? They're big, they're beautiful.
Oh yeah,
stunning.
Oh yeah.
As you said earlier, they're cool.
Yeah, so I've got about
really
13
cool.
or 14 of these things, all different colours. It's like, you know, different boots, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
that's stunning.
Yeah.
So you're a big fan of Premier, aren't you?
Yep.
And again, if you would like to let us know, what is it about Premier that captures your heart? I know this sound is big mind.
It was Premier when I was young, but then I did have a couple of Pearl kits. And when I joined Man, I had the Pearl kit, and I thought, do you know what? I need to get a classic British kit. So I bought this shell pack from eBay, all different colours, and I stripped it down, and I thought I wanted red glass glitter. So I ordered the glitter from America, and I wrapped it myself. I put it all together, and I put the floor toms together, and I put the legs on them, and I tuned it up. And I went, doo, and I just went,
lovely.
What? And I remember taking out on tour in Germany for the first time with the band, and they all went, wow. Yeah. What a stunning sounding and looking drum kit, and all the crew loved it, and the sound engineers loved it right across Germany. And that was it again. I was just way back in love with these, and I bought a black one, and that was the next one. Then I got a silver sparkle, then I got this, and then I got that, and I was just buying shells and wrapping them. So I've just got loads of them. And I just love them. They sound amazing. They look amazing.
And they can't get them anymore. Not this.
Yeah.
Not this anyway, can you?
No. They can't make these anymore. They threw the cast out.
Yeah.
And these cast hoops.
The rounded hoops. So they're different to most, all the cast hoops now.
Yeah.
The non-threads, isn't it? So that's a bolt as opposed to...
Yeah. It's a tiny piece of thread there. Yeah. But they are difficult to get hold of. But they just look so neat and smooth and complete, you know.
Just out of interest, did you know that if a bolt, because we call them bolts, like tension rods, tension bolts, if it's the thread all the way down to the head there, that's called a set. If it's got the shoulder or the shank on it, and then the thread only at the top, that's officially a bolt. Now, bolts are made where there is no thread because of the strength. When you putting something together, you only want a thread.
This is because he's an engineer.
I know. So that I do agree with you on that.
But that costs more to make that with less
because
thread.
They have to machine it, and that is really, really the way to do it. But because of costs, because everything is piling up with the same factories with tension rods now, and they go to all the companies. That's the only way to do it. Is that it's now a set, is a thread, and it's okay. But I will agree with you. That is a detail. That's a bygone era. Nobody cannot get anywhere.
No.
And I think Premier, it's a shame that these went because I think they're the prettiest
They
for
are.
me personally.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
And look at these here, offset.
yeah.
But that does my netting. That's got to go, exactly.
OCD's kicking in
OCD,
now.
yeah,
OCD,
yeah.
OCD. Right, I got a question here.
This is I put my Premiere app.
Oh, Rob Griffiths, here we go.
Rob,
I know. Look at this.
Premiere.
Premiere
I had
app.
this as a present from Premiere.
I know, look at
they
this.
sent me this. It's wonderful.
Oh, he's on
What's
about
Rob
just a second big blue Premier kits custom spray. You can forget about anything from Lee the Spray next door until probably next summer.
Well, actually, yeah, Lee did spray a kit for me, same configuration as this in Blue Sparkle.
Yeah, but we cannot take any work on till at least April now. It's just because we can't get the jobs out the door and it isn't just the fact of the painting, it's the fact that folk need to come in and they need your time. Yeah. They want to talk about every detail of everything, which I understand. And of course, I come in here every day and I'm working 10, 12 hours a day and I don't stop the whole way, non-stop, 6 days a week. So I got to say, whoa, a minute.
Because you love it.
Yeah, I do. And people like our little den down here.
So
that's
when
great.
are you going to do my new Silver Sparkle kit then?
Next summer. And then say hello for one or two others. Dylan Bond, lovely young lad. He would have watched you in the Welsh Drum Fair. Oh, right. Dylan came up and bought his first drum kit in the Welsh Drum Fair. Lovely. That was a Pearl export with the extra toms. And now he's got a brand new Pearl rack coming in on Thursday.
Well done, Dylan.
And he's just bought a big, large custom dark minal cymbal set and everything. So he comes back and forth all the time from Merthyr down here. Lovely lad. Cool. So there you are, Dylan.
Well done, Dylan.
Excellent. And Paul Edger. Paul's a lovely boy, local. Hiya, Paul. So that's a few more. That's nice that to do. Yeah.
What did Mr. Griffiths say after?
Asked Bob what it was like having the second big blue Premier custom.
Oh, shut up. Hey, mine was first.
Oh, I get it now. That's what he's on about now.
Yeah, that's what he's on about.
Yeah, I thought you were on about another one. He's going to say, no, I know.
Mine was here before yours, but I think he might have finished yours before mine.
Yeah, because what goes on in there is a different world.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I can see him laughing now.
I know. So let's get down to business then. We got a bit of advice for you as well, if you all shut up a minute. Right then, these first. I didn't touch on it like a record.
I'll put my Paiste hat on.
So why your 2002s? Do you call it Paiste, or Paiste?
Well, I just call them Paistes, but the correct pronunciation is Paiste.
Paiste?
Yeah, that's from the guys out in Germany. So.
Well, we've learned something new again.
Yeah.
And the bones we've learned.
Yeah.
So why these then? You've got a story.
Brutally honest, when I was a kid, and I saw Ian Paiste, Cozy Powell, and pictures of John Bonham and stuff, I thought, okay, if it's good enough for them, that's what I want. And they look amazing too, and they sound amazing. And I've been with Paiste since, well, very, very lucky to be with them since '93, since when I was with Adrian Smith Band. And I remember speaking to
You don't look old enough, does he?
No. Speaking to Mike Brooks, for the Paiste guy back in the day, and he said, yeah, anything you want. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, anything you want. So I ordered stuff, and like 3 or 4 boxes turned up at the rehearsal room in Slough. And I opened these boxes, and I was like, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
These brand new Paistes, just like, gold
and that's
red.
That's another day.
And I've been with them ever since.
Thing,
and it's just, just phenomenal.
That's another time period again where people having something to promote. It's gone narrower and narrower and narrower, isn't it? It's a changing world, quick changing world. So lovely. So you did that and you converted a few, you said.
I have converted a few.
Mr. Ryan Aston?
I think Ryan, and Aled Richards. They're all going to say, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I know. They'll be saying they were first.
The late, great Stuart Cable.
There we are. But he can't say anything, can he?
No,
Stuart, he can't turn around and say, I was before you.
Yeah. I took him up to Stuart, and he put him up on his green Ludwig kit, and he left one of his Zildjians up, and he went around the Paistes, and he went, he hit his Zildjian, and he went, huh? So I got a set for Stuart then.
Lovely. And they do, I put a little video out on them about the colour. It's got that almost copper colour to them.
Gold,
yeah. Really, really pretty. So they are nice. They're excellent. So you've got...
I brought a few down,
16s, 18s.
Novo China and 20-inch Crash.
and 15 hats. I like 15 hats.
15-inch sound edge. Yeah. Noise. Loud.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. Good. So we were going to touch on a bit of advice as well now, weren't we?
I don't know why you're asking me.
Rob Griffiths, ha.
Yeah, Rob, you knows it.
There we go. We've also got Dan Mayo, lovely boy, down west. I can't remember, Dan, if you're Llanelli or a bit further down. Anyway, lovely boy. He's a real big Mapex fan. Mapex drums.
Oh, yeah.
And in fairness,
all right, Dan.
They really are nice. Awesome to see you both. Quick question for Bob. Love your Premier is like mine for Mapex drums. What other company would you have chosen? Bud?
Great question. I don't know if you already know. I've got Cozy Powell's Yamaha 9000 Custom, and that is a phenomenal drum kit. And it's since 1983-84 it was manufactured. I've owned it for 21 years, but it's a beautiful build quality. Yamaha would be great, but if I wasn't such a Premier freak, I'd probably be all over the British Drum Company.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's British, and I know Keith, and they are phenomenal.
And good on them for trying.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah.
Boy, oh boy, it's hard.
A lot of my friends have gone over to British, and they all shout out about them, and but I've got so many of these, and I love them so much. I just couldn't get rid of all these kits and just have one.
Of course not.
But British, I'd be all over it. All over it.
No, I agree. I think it is nice. I said good on them, and how much hard work is it to cut into a market? It is brutal. Yeah. Real brutal. So, so many have tried and not made it, haven't they? Excellent. So we're going to talk drum rudiments. Drum rudiments and predominantly paradiddles. Do you know what's that? The amount of boys, in all honesty, since I've opened the shop, that have come in and said, luckily, they have a little quiet word with me, and they say, luckily, I don't really do all the paradiddle stuff. I just play, and I get a bit confused with it all. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about. And they feel nervous about it.
Should have had a real drummer in here to talk about it.
Oh, shushed. You've seen his paradiddles, they're pretty good. I tell you. Anyway. So the fact is, there's different camps that go on in there. Within any musical instrument, there are different areas. It forks off into different places, isn't there?
You just swore.
Forks
off sorry. Right, okay.
Into fork. Right. A fork in the road.
Yeah.
There's an official name for a fork in the road. I've forgotten. Anyway.
Is it a branch?
No. Anyway, so you put me off now.
Sorry.
The fact is that the bulk of what we understand is the paradiddles, the march. It comes from the march in snare drum, doesn't it? That was developed because, at the end of the day, for men to go to war, they needed a signal. So you had your marching snares, and it would either be a quick march, death march, whatever it would be. There were rudiments drawn out by the musicians, the drummer boys, drummer men, and they would work on these things. Now, I read this as well, that in Britain, when the music really kicked in, as in the Beatles onwards and so on, or when Elvis became known in Britain, boys were picking up drum kits, but they didn't know what a paradiddle was. They didn't know what rudiments were. They just listened.
Did Ringo?
And exactly, and they played, and they just played these tunes, and they got into them, and they played. But boys in America were taught rudimental drumming, weren't they?
They were. Yeah.
So when you look at someone like Buddy Holly, and I always say to students, go look at Buddy Holly, Peggy Sue, black and white footage of it on YouTube. Not now, later. But amazing, because he sits there in a triangle form, and it is paradiddle the whole way through. And he's diddle, so he's doing his paradiddles in this triangle. Why? Because he was taught that way in school.
Yeah.
He joins his rock and roll band, and he naturally does it. The other problem is with a lot of the busy rudiments, music producers, songwriters, engineers, they don't want all that, do they? No. They want something that people can relate to. So again, your downbeats and your backbeats, your twos and your fours. And even going way back, I read about that as well, going way back, just after the American Civil War, because this predominantly evolved through America as a kit. It was after that, there you'd have your bass drum player, your snare drum player. They did away with the one, and then you'd have your snare man, and he would put a little bass drum to his side, and he would play, and that's what he started to do. And then it started to develop when Ludwig invented the pedal, and so on. So the Rudiments were predominantly about marching. Now, if we're playing a rock song, it's not necessarily about marching, is it?
No.
Then you're in a different place. Yeah? So we've come to a bit of an agreement on this, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's important to learn. It's important to learn rudiments. It's important to understand. But what's the point you mentioned earlier? If we stick to a book and rudiments, we're going to lose. Remember what you said?
Yeah. It's not coming from your heart and your soul. You end up playing things from a book that someone has written 50, 60, 70 years ago. And then, there's nothing creative coming from you. You're just applying something, that you've read to your snare drum or your kit.
Yeah. It's a hard balance, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because you don't want to take them out because they're fundamentally good.
To be honest with you,
you said how many you used, didn't you?
I probably only know off the top of my head half a dozen, 10 tops. I probably only use, like I said, 5, 6 in your playing.
Yeah.
Because you don't really, I might get shot down for this, but do you really need like
40 essential
do you
rudiments?
Need 40 rudiments if you're playing a rock song or a disco song or a pop song or a big band track. But if you do your singles and your doubles and stuff like that on a pad and working at different tempos to develop your fingers and your wrist and the fluidity of your playing, that will help you around the kit anyway.
Exactly.
So
and that's why I think the balance is. Sitting, singles, doubles. I do encourage as well, understand grips, French grip,
and German. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because I'll say to students as well.
German is a good way on the pad. I use German on the pad.
For me, I say to the student, do me a favour, point the tip of the stick towards me, and I'll walk to a point of the room, and they'll go like that. I say, there we are, drop that to your eye, that is a German grip to start with. Then I'll go over there, and they'll point over there, and I say, look, the ride is right there. So I not study the different grips, study rudiments, but bring them to an application that suits you, but don't lose the heart and soul.
No, because at the end of the day, this instrument is to accompany other instruments, in a band to play a song, and you have to play for the song.
Yes.
It's not good playing for yourself. If a song requires like a straight 4/4 groove all the way down the middle, that's what you've got to do, and that's it.
Exactly.
It's no good playing 50 rudiments or 40 rudiments throughout the track, because you'll be sacked.
Yeah. And we said that to me, that if you're stuck in the house and you're determined to learn all these rudiments, and they've got to come out of you, you sit behind a kit.
Well, that's not the point of playing, is it?
Exactly. And you're in your own world. You're not looking at anybody or anything around you.
I love watching those rudimental drummers from America. The skill is phenomenal. But that's a separate entity. It's not this in a band. It's not kit playing in a band. That is pure rudimental drumming. It is wonderful, and I wish I could play it like that. But you just need like years and years of practice.
But I think if you work at trying, because you only need one to start. Paradiddle for me is one I say to folk, learn, because it's 6. Because you can go around quite quick. You can break that up a little bit. If you learn one, it builds your confidence, and just concentrate on that one while you're playing. Then you will do 2. And if you end up using 3 or 4, it's surprising. A lot of guys who we would class as top drummers, they are only using a select amount, but they master them, don't they, and then apply them.
Yes.
But singles and doubles, yes. So very important. And once you get into all of that, practice and just run it. As you said, your brain will let it flow.
Don't get me wrong. If you watch one of Ginger Baker's solos from the Albert Hall, his was a lot of rudiment-based stuff that he was playing, but he applied it to the kit in a musical fashion, and it sounded wonderful. But
it's got to be thought out.
Oh yeah.
For me, another one of them is Steve Gadd's. There's the I always forget the name of the video. And you got Vinny, and then you got...
Oh, I know, Buddy Rich Memorial, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. And then Steve Gadd came on.
Yeah.
And he just sat.
Yeah.
And there was all this flying around the kits.
The boss came on, didn't he? And just played the
And
groove,
it's just how he did it.
Yeah.
And that subtle, rudimental feel. And then he went into his Mozambique, as he did. Yeah. And that's the point, is the heart. Because everybody lifted with that. It's just got that whole texture and feel to it, hasn't it? Yeah. So I suppose advice, because a lot of drummers do stress out about it. Surprising how many tell me in the shop that they do genuinely stress about it. Play to the music. You've got nothing to prove, have you?
No.
If I go and watch Bob play now, and he plays to the music, he hasn't got to prove anything. If you come and watch me, I'm going to sit there thinking, oh, Bob's in the room, what am I going to do now? Just play the song. Yeah. I am going to worry about it.
And I wouldn't want you to do anything else.
Exactly.
I'd think, I was brilliant, and I'd leave, didn't do anything, you just played the groove.
Yeah. You didn't do anything. That was great.
No, but you didn't do anything.
You made a cup of tea for the band.
Yeah. No, you didn't do anything in terms of you kept it straight. That's what I meant.
And I totally agree with you. If you play for the music, you simply play what you need to do, and you fall in love with the instruments around you, you've got nothing to worry about. Well, you can enjoy them.
We have to create the base for the other instruments to work off.
Yeah.
And if we follow them all the time, and if we're busy, the whole thing doesn't work.
Yes.
We need to do this so they can dance on the top.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very important.
Yeah, and study it. So if you do want to work on rudiments and so on, but you've got to sit down then and structure how they belong or where they belong. You can't just learn rudiments. Can you be playing and just, as we just said, and just think, oh, well, I learned this last week, I'm just going to fit it in there.
Yeah.
You know, my wife for me is a good mark, because I'll say, what do you think of that? And I'll show a video about somebody going, brrr, and she'll look and she'll go, that's a bit boring. But if it's music, if I put Bruce Springsteen on or something, because she's dancing.
Yeah.
And that's my marker. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I also think the technique is organic. It has to be organic, because whatever genre we play, whatever the outcome is, we need to tailor the technique for the outcome. Yeah. So there's not just one way to hold a stick, for instance.
Exactly.
It must change in order for the outcome to be what it is. You know.
Yeah. For me, hi-hat is a classic of that. Ticka-tocker. Or what happens if it's that sort of more, golden news or more wrong. Remember that song? And it is then turn, hold, and it's dead straight. Da. Because they played a particular sound, and then the sound engineer or the producer went, that's the sound we want.
Exactly.
And then the pro drummer's going, saka, and they going, no, we don't want that, we want da. Tom Petty's drummer, apparently, straight, very much straight.
It depends on the song. Some of the things I do, I play more straight. Others, I accent on the quarters.
Even in the song.
It's whatever's good for the end result.
Yeah.
Either like planting the beater or pulling the beater.
Yeah.
Feather in the bass drum.
So if you
play jazzy stuff.
If you play for the song and you follow other musicians, those techniques will come from there when they will come out of you, because you're chasing a sound down. Yeah. You're after a particular sound, and you'll alter that technique to suit. Because technique is not 40 rudiments. Technique is applying the sounds for the music. Agreed? Getting that texture. So hopefully there's some advice for those who stress about it. It is a difficult subject, because 5 million people will have 5 million opinions on it, and we all stress out too much. But the purpose of these videos is to say to boys, let's not all be stressing out about who's the fastest, quickest, doing whatever. Get that song and feel.
When I was like 18, I was in a band that we did the rock and pop competition, and I got it on video, and I look at it back when I was 18.
Someone's just said, I love your socks. Sorry, look at that.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been yours.
Yeah, not mine, can't well, I watched this video back, and I was playing, like, I was going, oh, look how fast I am, look how clever I am, look at me. But it was all wrong, because I was just not playing for the song, I was playing for me. But there was nobody told me that. I had to learn this as I went through all these bands. But this is not how to play the drums, guys. Yes, it's fast, yes, it's clever, but it's wrong. And I won't put that up on YouTube.
And if you play for any...
I even stopped in the middle to have a drink.
But it's team, isn't it?
Oh, dear.
It's nothing worse than you go and see, if you're into football, and there's one guy and he just is not playing for the team.
Yeah.
he's just out for all the glory. It doesn't work. You have to play for the team. And these have to be part of it. They're no good on their own. They need that.
Well, they are good in their own,
yeah,
depending on what you're doing. But,
but five, how many people would sit? How many non-drummers would sit in a pub for 2 hours listening to a drummer all on his own?
I know.
He'll empty the room.
Depending what he's doing. If he's going...
If he's making a cup of tea, he'll be all right.
No,
but they're not. They do need it. They need the bass. They need the musicians on the top, the piano. That's what they're for.
But I think they're older. They're older instruments than pianos and guitars anyway, aren't they?
Yes.
Oldest instrument in the world, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Come on, you've done your research.
Yeah. I done well like that, didn't he?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I just said.
I got you.
If you go that way, you were like that.
Yeah.
You saw it even went.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She'll do for me.
Yeah.
So there we are. But if you think we come from a monkey, then there you go. Whatever. Let's not get it. So anyway, that's it, guys. Bob, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hopefully you had a laugh. And
I had a laugh. I enjoyed it, but
Dan has mentioned he's not from Llanelli. Sorry, Dan. I can see it by you now.
Need glasses.
He's Haverford West.
Haverford West. That's way out west, Dan. Way out west.
Yes. Sean Archer, Lee and Bob enjoying the show. Great, thank you.
Thank
Owen,
you.
question for Bob. What is your go-to for a quick warm-up?
Right. Quick warm-up. Singles, doubles on a pad.
We'll go on there. Warm it.
Yeah.
Stick one of them on.
This is stretching, shaking the hands, pair of sticks in the hand, and just twirl it like a windmill or a helicopter. And a lot of finger work, maybe even twirling the sticks. I know it's stupid, I never twirl sticks when I'm playing, but you should get your fingers supple and your wrists supple. Stretching, when you get to my age, you need to do a lot of stretching and warm-ups before you go on. It's really important, I think, because I've gone on cold before and suffered big time.
Yeah.
Because you go in and you drive the band and then your arm sees up, you think, oh no. But if you warm up, do it properly, and you go on and just relax, and you've got to relax, and then it'll be fine.
Do you know, I find if you've got quite a tough set, and it's 2 hours and there's a lot of work, I was used to ask the boys, we put one or two, you've got to have an intro song.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put a song on first that was highly demanding.
Yeah.
It would be more of a driving song, fours on a dun. So I get a bit of blood flowing. To me, it's just getting the blood flowing in the body.
Well, I was with Man. I joined Man, and we went out on tour. My first tour with them in Germany in '98. 4 or 5 weeks in Germany. Each show was 2.5 hours long, and the last song was 26 minutes long.
There we are.
And we did 17 in a row before I had a day off.
That's hard.
So 2.5 hours of and whatever. It was just like, wow.
Yeah. I did show band stuff where there was 10 nights on, 3 nights off, 10 nights on, and you were dotting like that all the time. I always found a third to fourth night. My boy would be like, oh, wow, because you haven't adjusted yet.
Yeah.
And then I'd be,
my longest gig was 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That was another Man show. Mickey wanted to do the entire new album, plus our normal set. This was in the Coal Exchange in 2000. 3 hours, 15 minutes. And I got off my stool, I was like this.
Imagine playing for Springsteen then. Night in, night out.
Yeah.
4 when he was young, 4 hours.
Oh,
couldn't get him
no
off stage.
chance.
It was fantastic, man. 4 hours.
No one should listen to 4 hours of like,
second set. And then he'd go.
It's insane.
And then all the band would be like, yes, wow, that was a huge hit. We'd say great. And then he'd be writing songs through the night. Off he goes again. And they said he was just unbelievable. That's the story I heard anyway.
Must have been on Smarties.
All music, he loved it. Right then, guys, we're going home because, we have been over half an hour.
I know, because I can talk and you can talk.
I know.
When we get two people talking
together, don't we? Carwin Cook, thanks, Carwin. He said, chasing the sound. Love that, Lee. I do believe in that very much. Whatever's in front of you, chase the sound by, in other words, I believe you search for a sound. There's something in your head thinking, oh, that would sound nice in this. So play, move the hi-hat, try and work something out. What is it that the hi-hat needs or the snare needs, whatever it is, and chase it down until you achieve the sound you're after, because it makes the music sound fab.
Often the best fill is often the simplest fill in the right place.
Like,
And it goes, woo, yeah.
or like a stop.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all it takes, man.
That's it.
That's all
There
it
you
takes.
go. So we got a few more, and then we're going home. Bob does suffer from any long-term injury related to playing. Oh, we're going to be here all night now.
Well,
Gee, look at that. You're straight in.
my hearing's gone a bit.
Pardon?
Yes. I wore custom earplugs for the last 20 years, perhaps, and I should have done it sooner because I've lost a lot of top end. Lower back issues, sometimes shoulder. If I'm leaning into the kit and driving it, yeah. I've been playing a long time now, guys. 50 odd years, 53 years nearly. Oh, God.
I know. It's mad, isn't it, how time flies.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Do you know, again, the best bit of advice, if you're on a kit and you sit properly, get your posture right and move. Move the spine around when you're playing a bit. A lot of boys hunch down, curved and over to the left.
But sometimes I like driving.
I'm not
gonna
gonna
play.
No, but if you're driving, but surely then you've got to for your own back, haven't you? You've then got to move that then. If you're coming over towards the ride or something, bend it the other way. Think about what you're doing. That's how I feel. Think about what you're doing when you're playing to create the break. I do this, if I'm honest. Get up, smack the cymbals, and I sit back down. And people go,
Give your backside a rest.
it's to take the string out, move it, and I sit back, and people don't realise that. They think I'm having a laugh. So I let the back end of the cymbal and catch like that, and then sit back down. But I've broken the monotony.
Well, I pop my back, right? So I lean forward, put my elbows on my legs, and I stretch my back. My back goes crack, 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 all the way down.
How's it go?
My spine cracks as I lean forward. When we're talking about sizes of kits, I play kits like this, now and again. Normally it's a single. But when I do like jazz gigs and stuff, I take out a very small kit. And then you use your fingers with light sticks and you could literally fly around the kit. But it's horses for courses. I wouldn't want to take a small jazz kit to a rock gig when I'm playing something like this, because it doesn't sound great, but it doesn't,
That is a beast to pull around, mine. You're up and over.
Cozy's kit's a nightmare because
It's like driving that's like driving a Ford Transit Mark 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely it is.
Come on, baby.
Yeah. And you have to think on the fly.
Yes.
I'm changing my fills or changing certain things because I'm thinking, I usually play this in a single with one up. Now I got two in front of me, cymbals are wide apart. Rethink. I'm never going to do what I did on the other one because it's just different. So you just got to rethink it.
I think that's lovely. Take a different kit out every time you play.
Well, it's usually a different colour.
It makes you think.
Different colour, anyway.
So what's the score now? Finish.
Hey, you can carry on, man. I don't care.
Yeah, everybody's saying goodnight now. They're all going home.
Oh, they're going home, eh?
They're all going to the pub. So anyway, one last thing. So, Bob, did he have his kit first or did you? You asked first, didn't you? Blue Sparkle?
Oh, Rob Griffiths.
Rob, sorry.
Yeah. Well, he says, I think you finished his first, but mine was in your first.
Ah, there you go.
I think that was it. If he's still there, he's probably going, no, you didn't. Yeah, I think that was the crack. Mine was your first.
So we'll finish on that. Who was the most important?
Well, him, really. And
that's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll finish on that note. Bob, thank you very much. Indeed. Lovely chat. And now, I don't know if our microphone will cope with it at all, but have a tap on the way out.
A tap? Ooh, tell you what.
See you later, guys. Thank you very much. Indeed.
Yeah.
Bravo! 39 minutes. We've been